Welcome to Jeff's Changes for Life. This episode, Emotional Maturity, the Key to Stronger Relationships. What if I told you that most relationship problems don't come from a lack of love, but a lack of emotional maturity? Emotional maturity isn't about never getting upset. It's about knowing how to handle your emotions in a way that builds trust, connection, and understanding, rather than destroying them. Think about your past conflicts. How many could have been resolved not with more talking, but with more emotional maturity? Today, we're going deep, not just into what emotional maturity is, but how you can develop it and use it to create stronger, healthier relationships. In order to begin our journey into emotional maturity, we need to understand what it is. So, emotional maturity is the ability to understand, manage, and express emotions in a healthy way while responding to others with wisdom and empathy. What emotional maturity is not, it's not about suppressing emotions. It's about handling them in a way that builds trust, respect, and deeper connections. How many of your past conflicts, now that you have the ability to step away, could have involved emotional immaturity? So the biggest question is, where do we begin? Black and white, the foundation of emotional maturity. If you don't understand yourself, how can you expect others to? You need to recognize your triggers, your patterns, and your insecurities. A great example of this is catching yourself reacting defensively and choosing to pause instead. One of the things that we rarely do is we don't understand that we don't have to answer right on the spot, especially if it's a subject that's been broached for the very first time. We can take it, think about it, and then answer. We don't have to answer right there. And the response is, I appreciate what you're saying, and that's a lot to take in, so I'm going to take a second, step back, I'm going to think about it, and I'll get back to you. The second thing is if it's an aggressive conversation, we remember what you're saying is important to me, but not like this. Step away, think it through, come back with a precise answer to what was being discussed. So we definitely have our power responses, and in a way, we're kind of saying no at the moment. We have new information, we take it in, we process it, we go back, having thought things through, we give a proper answer, one that we would like to give, rather than saying, oh, I wish I had said that. I wish I had said this. So what is this process teaching us? So this is a powerful one, and I have to make that black and white note right here. It's teaching us to respond instead of react. Respond instead of react. That's a big one, because that's where we get ourselves into emotional immaturity. We respond instead of react. When we react, things come out of our mouths that we never thought about saying and never wished we had. So here are some Jeff's black and white rules that you need to follow every time. So number one, you need to know you can't win the argument. People just simply won't let you. They'll just keep rat-holing everything if they don't want you to win. Number two, speak only when you are 100% correct. Too many times when we're in this discussion that's become elevated or heated, we say things that are not true. And the last point is you can only make your point. Know that you can only make your point. So they're not going to let you win the argument. You can only make your point and speak when you are 100% correct. Ultimately, what this is achieving for you is it's not about avoiding emotions. It's about mastering them in the discussion. How does emotional maturity strengthen relationship? Well, right out of the rip, it creates better communication. Maturity isn't about having the last word, it's about knowing when words matter. And I know it's hard for a lot of people to understand when we talk about the best communicators. The best communicators are actually the best listeners. They are listening without preparing a defense. They use mirroring techniques, repeating what was said in their own words before responding. That way, the person you're talking to can clarify or make adjustments, and they know you heard exactly what they said. And what that also does is it tailors your response to be accurate. And again, I'll jump back to some previous episodes. We're going to use our power statement. This is how I see things. Again, as soon as you say that, there is an argument. You're not debating them. You're saying, this is how I see things. So conflict is something we can't avoid in our life. So how do we handle conflict with grace? We avoid blame, defensiveness, and stonewalling. The goal of an argument should be resolution, not victory. So this leads me to the power of emotional safety. People open up when they feel safe, not judged. So this is one of those black and white truth questions that you have to ask yourself. Are you the kind of person people feel safe being honest with? Got to answer that question honestly, because if you're asking people to be honest with you, but the second they do, you're just blowing them up over everything they say, debating them that they're not seeing things correctly, nobody's going to want to come to that. The all-important question is, how do we overcome emotional immaturity? What holds us back? Well, unhealed wounds in childhood conditioning, the role of past experiences in shaping emotional reactions. It is critical to understand that sometimes we aren't reacting to the present, we're reacting to an old wound. So, for example, if you grew up in a household where you never had a voice, where the thumbs were on you, no matter what you said, they're going to steamroll you and tell you how it's going to be. If those types of things are taking place, again, we step back, we look in truth, because truth is the beginning of change. So you can't change if you're not functioning in truth. So as we dive into this spectrum, we also have to take a look at our ego and the need to be right. Would you rather be right, or would you rather be at peace? It's important to let go of that egoic behavior, and letting go of pride can strengthen love and friendships, believe it or not. So I know that going forward in this, it can be scary because there is a fear of vulnerability. The connection between emotional maturity and emotional availability, that is an important place to look. So understand that real strength is being open, not building walls. And as we do that, we remember there's no such thing as failure. There's only results, and we can tweak those to reach the goal that we want. So here's my challenge for you. This is how you become more emotionally mature. We're going to take these steps today, black and white. Number 1, pause and reflect before reacting. Practice empathy. See from the other person's perspective. Learn to sit with discomfort without escaping it. Apologize without excuses. Let go of the need to control others. With anything, you have a list like this. If you do one thing today, you're winning. You're moving forward. So if you only remember one out of the list, pause and reflect before reacting. Then you can respond. As I wrap this up today, my closing thoughts, the lifelong journey of emotional maturity. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. As always, I have a challenge for you. For the next 24 hours, observe how you react emotionally. Do you lead with maturity or impulse? As well, know the strongest relationships aren't built on perfection, but on emotional maturity, trust, and growth. As always, I'm Jeff with Jeff's Changes for Life. Today's gonna rock because we're working on ourselves. And when you're working on yourself and finding your peace, is there a better thing to do?